What is love? Sharp game here. How deep is your love? What's love really got to do with relationships? That's what my aunt asked me when I went back home to South Carolina last weekend, to Myrtle Beach to be exact. And what's love really all about in the United States of America? And is love going to make a difference in your relationships? Is it going to keep you together or not? Now, see, I don't usually talk about love because what love really is, at least in most people's mind, most people's perception of love, is kind of a shallowistic approach to looking at it. It's kind of like taking a shower and getting out the shower and cooling off, and it dissipates and it's watered down, and then after that you're on to the next person, on to the next woman, on to the next man. And women do this probably more than guys, because in the United States of America, women spend a lot of money, especially during the holidays. And a lot of these big businesses have figured out that they're going to cater most of their products and services towards women, because they know they can manipulate women, because women are so emotional, and they're really into the holidays. Like, so you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got New Year's Eve, you got Valentine's Day. Those are the big ones. You got Black Friday. See, these are the big holidays in America, and it's all about money. And especially Valentine's Day. Those are the big breadwinners, big holidays. And it's all set up for women, and they talk about love all the time. They start making commercials. They start making movies. It's everywhere. The propaganda machine is everywhere. You got magazines, you got newspapers, you got videos, it's everywhere. And love don't really have anything to do with you sustaining your relationships. Now, real love is unconditional love. And we see this all the time. We see it between parents and child. And it doesn't matter how awful your parents may be, you're still going to love your parents. We see this. Some parents are drug addicts, some alcoholics, some are thieves, some take advantage of their kids, some abuse their kids. But at the end of the day, even if they're not around their parents, on some level, they still love their parents, because that's their parents. It happens like that a lot. Now, it doesn't happen like that between males and females that's married, or maybe they got their boyfriend and girlfriend. It doesn't happen like that in America, because this environment doesn't support those relationships. So you have to be in a right environment that supports whatever you're trying to do. This is why unconditional love between males and females, you might experience that one time in your life, in your lifetime. You might. And it doesn't have anything to do with the other person. It's all about how you feel. You just have to make a decision to love that person unconditionally, unapologetically. It just is what it is. Doesn't have anything to do with them. Doesn't have anything to do with them as a person. Doesn't have anything to do with how they look, how they dress, how they speak, where they live, where they're from, how they grew up. It just is what it is. And it took me a long time to learn this, because when I used to go to other countries, especially when I was in the Navy, other people aren't socialized like we are here in America. Other people don't talk about love. Love is not a dominating factor in their lives and in their relationships. They don't make decisions based on love. And what you have to understand is, in America, or in a lot of these first world countries, we live in a feel-good society. See, everything has to feel good, look good, and taste good. So if you don't have if those three factors don't exist in most relationships, most people are going to leave and move on to the next person. And this is why most relationships don't last, because a lot of people have drunk the Kool-Aid. They've bought into this idea, this concept that everything has to be comfortable. Everything has to feel good. Everything has to look good. Everything has to taste good. And if it doesn't taste good, it doesn't look good, they out. They moving on to the next person. And women would swear that you don't love them if you're a man. If you don't do certain things for them, you don't love them. If you can't look out for them whenever they have a problem, whenever they done screwed up something, you don't love them. Even if it's unreasonable, you might not be able to do it, but they will swear that you don't love them because everyone has their own version of love. And this is why there's so much confusion about it. And this is why I don't get into it. This is why that's not my determining factor to be in a relationship. I don't have to, I don't really have to, I can commit to someone without having unconditional love. And other people have done this in the past, and they're still doing it outside of America, and some are still doing it in America. And just because you love someone, that don't mean y'all supposed to be together either. That's another misconception that's out here today. What I do, I take a whole different approach. See, at the end of the day, I take the love and unconditional love out. I get to that later. What I do after I get to know the person, after a year or two, a couple months, or maybe a couple years, because it takes 7 good years at least to get to know someone really well. So what I do is this: at the end of the day, either you like me, care about me, or you don't. See, if you like me and care about me, you're not going to put me in harm's way. You're not going to have me in front of a judge or jury and have me paying alimony and child support and using a third party to take care of our problems is not going to be your first conflict resolution. If you really cared about me, if you cared about us, if you cared about our relationship together, you wouldn't go tell all your friends and family about our business, our personal business. You wouldn't turn your back on me whenever something happens to me, whenever I'm at my lowest point. Maybe somebody died in my family. Maybe I was in an accident. Maybe I wrecked my car. Maybe I'm having some financial problems. When it's time, when everything is going good, everyone's always going to be around. But when things aren't going so good, because in life we all go up and down. That's just reality. That's just a part of life. You're not gonna have a smooth sailing, a smooth life. Everybody goes up and down. Doesn't matter your status. Doesn't matter who you are. Even if you're a millionaire or a billionaire, they all go up and down. Whether it's family issues, financial issues, social issues, personal issues, it doesn't matter. We all have our problems, things we have to deal with, things we have to take care of in life. So this is why I say, because if you tell somebody, hey, if you love me, you would stay with me, that doesn't really mean very much, because most people version of love is different. Most people love is like this. If you love me, you would do certain things. You would do what I want. You would take care of me. And if you can't do it, I'm out. And a lot of women are like this, because a lot of women are very emotional and they've been socialized to believe certain things. And a lot of these parents that raised them, they ain't shit. Straight up. So this is why I take love out of the equation. And I just say, either you like me, care about me, or you don't. And that works pretty well, if I don't say so myself. And I think it will work pretty well for you as well. Now, the only real love is unconditional love, which is between child and parent. Now, between males and females, it happens, but it's very rare living in the United States of America, because they don't support that type of relationship. Those type of relationships are not needed. Just like the alpha male in society is not needed anymore. It's not supported anymore. As a matter of fact, they capitalize off the mistakes that people make in America. That's why you have divorce attorneys, because they're not really helping people. There's no classes for divorce. It doesn't exist. People just want to capitalize. That's why people are going to law school at record-breaking numbers, because they want to capitalize off people's ignorance. They don't want to help you. They don't care about you. So you got to smarten up. You got to be 10, 20 steps ahead of the game. So that's what I told my aunt when I had a conversation with her over the weekend. That's how I approach the love situation. So if you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Until next time, Sharp Game is out.